Before you watch the video, be warned, strong language. I'm not very well, so my editing skills are not going to be working it very well at the moment. And I said some stuff about possible people before and all that living in this house doesn't mean anything to do with them. So please listen to that when I say it and take that on board. Okay. If I had better editing skills, I would have edited it all out and redid it. See ya. Enjoy the video. Anybody watched me one of my DIY videos at my dad's is you can hear me moaning about my deliveries have been ruined. So I've had to leave these exterior doors open out with the glass open today. My brother's gone away for a few days and I don't feel very secure in my house. So I've been locking the exterior door. We don't usually lock it. We let deliveries come through the door. So I have the exterior door. But today, obviously, the parcel's not come on time, so I've had to leave the exterior door open. And lo and behold, when I've come home, I can't catch my inner door. It's not catching. You will see at the beginning of the video, it doesn't catch shut. And then immediately, I'm starting to think, does it look like this lock that I'm looking at now has been shifted over? Somebody got a key. Obviously, I live in a flat. Somebody would have had the key before. The flat before. It's easy to copy a key when you've got multiple rented property. So I'm thinking, is it the lock? And then slowly over time, I realize it's the doorstop. So somehow they've managed to take the doorstop off, damaging the doorstop that they've done, but not damage any other one. So obviously, I thought possibly a key's been used to enter, or maybe they've just knocked it over just enough so I can't latch my door. And today's delivery was for CCTV. So that's why I've got it. That's why I'm just uploading this video. Really, it's a little bit of evidence, and it goes with my. I've got a police crime number or whatever. Not that they came, but yeah, it's been a bit suspicious for me for a long time. So I was planning on buying a lock anyway. Hence, I was buying the CCTV just to secure the land, you know, because obviously I'm getting a few parcels stolen, and I don't feel safe anyway. I've got some stuff in the past going on, so I just, you know, I don't really talk about that. But I thought I'd upload this, sod it, stop hiding this stuff, put it up on here. So that's it, really. So you might hear me say some stuff about somebody having a key before or whatever. It doesn't mean they did anything. It doesn't mean that. It just means that I'm trying to figure out what I was doing, how they did it, and the only way I can figure it is they would take the doorstop off some way from the outside, but then nudge it inwards a little bit to stop me being able to latch my door when I come back. But then how would they push it past the lock placement? Because it would have been locked. So how would they make it nudge past? Therefore, you would need the key to open it to get it to nudge past because it's locked unless they picked it. You know what I mean? I don't know. I'm elaborating. I'm trying to overthink it. You can tell it's because there's loads of little clips in here, and I slowly figure out what they've done. And when I started to notice that they've denailed that doorstop and they have nudged it over somehow, and the top nails were bent, then it started to sort of add up a little bit. And I don't get much post as well, so obviously I haven't got a key. Somebody would have a key for my post as well. This doesn't mean anybody's doing anything with the keys. Somebody's maybe just picked this lock, moved it over, or somebody out there you might understand that you can just take the doorstop off without having to get the door opening. But how did it get past the lock to make it not latch anymore? Do you know what I mean? So it was just like all that. So I just tried to pickle it out and work it out. So I figured out definitely somebody has tampered with this. And now I'm gonna put up my CCTV doorbells and stuff like that just for a bit more security for myself. So because I'm getting parcels stolen anyway. So right. So enjoy the video, and you might see the DIY bit at the end. See ya. Look at this, people. My front door has been locked. So I've got a front door. So that means no one can get here. I've had to leave the door unlocked because they fucked up all my parcels. So I've had one delivered today and I left the door ajar. I've come home, guess what? I can't lock my door. Right? Can't lock my door. Right? And somebody who lived in here before has got a key to this place, right? And I know it's been a bit fishy. I think somebody's been coming in here. You know what I mean? And I've gone out and left the front door open and I can't lock my door. Right? Now I've looked over here and the lock is on a slight angle, yeah? And it don't lock, and it's been locking fine for weeks and weeks and weeks. And since I've double locked this door, so no one can get in because I feel a bit unsafe, all right? Okay? That's why I've got a piece of wood here to wedge my door, all right? So I'm recording this, and that's suspicious as fuck because that's on an angle. Do you know what I mean? And that locked fine when I went out, and that locked fine last night and night, but the only day I've left that unlocked, right? Boom, that door lock won't work now. That's because somebody's got a key to this place. See you soon, people. I'm gonna go and fix the lock. Figured them out. What they've done, they've come in, and they've took my stop off and replaced the nails. Look at the paint's missing.
Look, the paint is missing. See it? The paint is missing. I go to the other flat. Yeah? No paint missing. No paint missing. So they've de-nailed it to shift my door stop forward. Yeah? Right? So I can't lock my door. That's what they've done. Alright, and I'm uploading this. Somebody, as I've been out and I've left my door open, they've come in, they've took this off, because I know they got a... So they've took that off and put it back on, but they've made it go in a little bit, I would say. Because it's funny how mine's been de-nailed there, but look, hasn't been de-nailed there. Hasn't been de-nailed. But this one here, which affects my locking, has been de-nailed. And it's the only day I didn't lock that front door because I needed a parcel delivered. There we go. This is me, by the way. Okay, all right. I'm taking the door stop off. It doesn't look like it's moved much, but the top bit I think's just kicked over and it's stopping the door shut. So I'm recording me taking it off. Yeah, I find it strange that this has been de-nailed and my catch don't work when I've only gone out today. This could be not to do with it. It could be the fact that somebody's got a key or they've picked it and they've set this up. Do you know what I mean? So I use this to block my door because I was always found it suspicious when somebody's lived here before and they've got the key. Do you know what I mean? So we're going to try and shift the door stop over a little bit. So maybe the top, because I think the top bit's just tiny, tiny micro lean and it's stopping me getting that door shut. So I've already been buying CCTV stuff, but I'm waiting for it all to come. So, and I've had parcels get stolen, and some other stuff I don't say about. Anyway, bye. I'm videoing again. Right? You look, my nails are pretty straightish, and the top two are slightly bent a lot. You know, so I can't nail. Who would nail like that? You know what I mean? So it's bent my nail, which I reckon's pushed the top out so I can't get my catch to go fully in. Something like that, you know what I mean? And hence, that was, look, the most damaged part of the wood is the top bit. See that? That's what they've done. They've took this out, which I didn't have any struggles getting out. It's absolutely easy to get this out. Easy, which gets that out. So yeah, sus. It's funny, the damaged bit is there, and these two nails are bent. Look at that. Only two nails that are bent. Look. I rang the police. I don't have a police number. I don't usually talk about my problems, but like this. So yeah, right, getting on with it. Right, so I've literally de-nailed it and put it back on, just straightened these nails out at the top, yeah, and put it back on. So I don't even know if it's anywhere near right. I've not even put the top door stop in yet, right? I put the lock back. There's at least 4 screw holes I could have chose here, yeah, which I find is suspicious as well, right? And straight away, my first screw I've put in, look, bang, I got a sturdy lock. I got a sturdy lock. So what they did is they've shifted this over here, yeah? So my door doesn't quite shut, and that means it leaves it ajar a little bit. And I didn't notice because I had to go out twice. That was the only reason I noticed. I might not have noticed because I usually put this bit of wood down to block my door. Obviously it sits about there, right? So now I've got to go and get a new lock. I've never liked the fact that somebody's already got a key for this place. And I've had problems anyway. I'm getting loads of parcels stolen. Well, not loads. I've had about 4, I think. 3 or 4. I've had fake delivery foods here. You know what I mean? And I got haters on my stream, and I'm only a small streamer, so you shouldn't be getting that many haters. And obviously I have problems. I'm not going to talk about that at the moment. But anyway, we've rang the police. We've got a police incident number. I'm going to go and buy a new lock because I was going to buy one anyway. I can prove that as well. So catch you soon, people. Those 2 nails at the top, they've took them out. Prove it again. Look. They've shifted this over or outwards, I can't remember which way it would go, to stop the latch quite catching, and that's all that was wrong, right? And maybe they changed this as well, because I know somebody's got a key for this place. Do you know what I mean? So, all right. So yeah, and as you can see, no damage on the other door. Yeah, it's just here on my door, and the most damage is there, which means they've winged it out. They've took that out, winged it out, I reckon. shoved it in and then re-nailed it. You know what I mean? That's what they've done. All right. To, you know. So anyway, see you soon, people. I gotta go get a new lock. Right. Straight away. Locked, and that's nice. That's in deep now. It wasn't going in deep enough because it was just catching the edge. Not even there. You know what I mean? So it was allowing it to be opened. Yeah. So as a setup, is they've moved that top bit out or in to stop me shutting my door like this, so it sits in there all the way. It gets right in there now. It was just doing like catching. Now it's in. But I'm going to change locks anyway because I was going to buy one anyway. And I've nailed it with some new nails. So I'm going to put another big one down the bottom one, then it's a little bit harder for them to get out. They've got to do a bit more work. And I'm going to silicone this here. Going to silicone this here, so if they try and do it again, I'll see it. Welcome to my life, people. See ya. I went and bought a lock, and so I've took the thingy off, which is only 2 screws, but I don't know how to get this bit out. And I've re-siliconed this, so if anybody does it again, there'll be a crack, or they'll have to refill it themselves. So we've got to figure out how to get that out. I don't know if I just hit it or undo the screws, if the screws are doing anything. I honestly don't know. I've never done one in my life. So, see ya. I'm not getting my hopes up, but I got the other one out. All it was is 2 screws here. Took them out, and then the old one come out. This is the new one. I'm hoping I haven't, because it's got lines in it. You're supposed to cut it down if it sticks out too much, but I'm hoping I haven't got to do that. But I did buy an axle, because I got a crap junior axle anyway. So we're hoping that it works. So back in a bit. Right, quick video now, right? I've put a nail in here on an angle, and a nail on there in an angle, and a nail at the top there on an angle. So they pry it off this side, they can't re-nail these in, and I'll know that they've fucked with it again. Do you get what I mean? So it's a little bit harder. I reckon somebody had a key to the door and they've been coming in, because I've had a couple of things go missing inside. So I'll put these on these angles, because obviously you can pry that off and just nail that back in. You can't nail that in if they haven't got a key. I've changed the lock, and I'm putting a bolt on down the bottom in a second. So now, I know it's not pretty, but the door was fucked anyway. Now I can get a bolt down there because it's flush. That's flush now, where it wasn't flush. Not perfectly flush at the top, but it is a lot better than it was. Let's make sure that goes right in. Yep, that's him. And I got a night latch now as well. That actual button works. The old one didn't work, so I feel a bit more secure at night. Right, see, I had it on, it was working, and we've took it all off because it wasn't quite sitting how I wanted it to sit. So we've broken everything off and restarting. Like I said, I've never done this before. I've done the door stops before and hung a door, but I've never done the actual lock. So I've moved this in a bit deeper because it wasn't sitting very deep. Now it sits a bit deeper, and I can maybe get my bolt on it. I can't get my bolt on it. I can't get this here. Let me see if it works. No, it's close. I'm sure I'll get it on there. There. Right, we'll get it down there to lock the bolt. You'll see it in a minute. Bye. Here we go, people. Going in my door, into my porch, resealed the wood. Resealed the wood, put a new lock in, opens up, shut door, shut this door. I've also got a night latch now, because I made these locks now match, so they actually match in level now, so the actual night latch works. So
stop the recording there. I won't let you see anymore because obviously I don't want you to see my little secret setup that I've got going on as well. So most people's got a lock, most people's got a night latch, and some people's got a bolt. So I'm not giving too much away. Also, want to reiterate: it doesn't mean that anybody who lived there before used a key or whatever, but I was just spitballing as I was going through it. I'll leave you with the rest of my closing statements, whatever I've said here. I've had a little brainwave again. Anybody out there might be figuring out what they can do. Let me know in the comments. See ya. No, listen to the rest. I was looking at it afterwards thinking maybe they've pulled the door stop off from the bottom, therefore you wouldn't need a key possibly, and then it would create a gap where could they unlatch the door lock? You know what I mean? From just like a credit card. I don't understand that. Would it be like locked, and they wouldn't be able to open it? They would still need a key. And then the top bit they've damaged the most because they need to try and wedge the the doorstop out to get the nails out. I don't know. I mean, it's just so many ways without overthinking it. So it doesn't mean it's the person done it before or whatever. But I find it strange. Obviously, I live in a flat that somebody would have had a key before and a key before. Um, and I don't get much mail here. If you looked at my one day, I'll show a picture of my other house with the amount of mail that I got over 5 years, and you can see I don't get any mail here. I'm rarely ever throwing away any mail. It's all I get is the odd personal mail. That's it. So maybe that's all this area. No one gets any mail. That could be nothing to do with it. But it's just all these little bits and bobs in your head. So if you want to watch me fixing the lock, whatever, just watch at the end of the video. I'll put an end card in or whatever you call it, and click on that one. I want to end this one because it's 11 minutes. So catch you later. Like I said, what's before it doesn't mean anybody before has had a key and all that. I'm just over elaborating while I'm going through it. Obviously, I've had some old issues in the past area that I lived was quite bad, and I've moved here and it's continued. Do you know what I mean? So anyway, see you later. Have fun. Hit the thumbs up. Or if somebody's got an idea, let me know if you can uncatch it when they get the doorstop off. Can they just use a credit card to get it over? They don't need a lock. They don't need the key. I don't know. I'm not an expert with locks. So see you. Bye.